How do I know if it's ready?
It's already going.
We say action?
No, you can say action.
Action?
But then I have failed to introduce anybody and everybody who's on here. So you introduce yourself.
Okay. I am Jayla. Where do I look? Just at you, I guess?
You look at me. There's a camera there. There's a camera there.
So I should have asked questions before I started. I'm Jayla. I work in the marketing world and the customer relations world. And I am here today in place of Haley, who is not here. And today's going to be great.
You're doing great.
This is Jared, if anyone didn't know. He's the CEO. We're going to be doing a Q&A.
Ooh.
A lot of them are Van Duick questions, but some of them are who is Jared questions.
Oh.
And who are you? And what are your opinions on things? So we're going to jump right in. First question is, what advice would you give to someone who's trying to make their dream work?
Advice? Wow. Zingers.
Yeah.
Zingers, Jayla. Come on. Haley's not this brutal
We
to
had
me.
to start off strong. So.
Okay. Say it again.
What advice would you give to someone who's trying to, start a dream or pursue it?
I'm trying to pursue a dream.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess the advice I would give would be the matter of understanding and trying to build as good a scope as you possibly can about what that dream really is. But trying to do also your best job of how to approach it. So they always talk about, just jump in with 2 feet. There's truth in that. There's truth in, sometimes you just got to go.
Mm-hmm.
And that's good advice. But the best advice that I could possibly give, just having done that a handful of times now, you got to go in with blind faith and blind trust. But you also need to gather as many facts as you possibly can, so that you just don't let yourself down. You got to know yourself. You need to know yourself. You need to know those different things because, it's important. It's important to know if you have this dream of hitting the road long term, how are you going to pay for it? How are you going to do these things? You need to create a plan of action for your dream. Again, sometimes you just got to go and you're going to figure it out along the way. But you at least need to know what road you're going to start down and at least get the first mile or two down it. So, my best advice would say run after your dreams, do those different things. But, when you go to, pursue and do those things, gather as many facts as you possibly can before you jump in just to know if you can be successful. So don't start yourself off with failure.
Yeah. Impulsive, but wise.
Impulsive, but wise. Nailed it.
Wise with the impulsives.
I think.
Next question. What destination is a must-see while traveling?
Again, we talking U.S. or abroad?
Just probably U.S. is what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
I'm thinking if you're
van travel, right? I don't know. I will say for the record, I haven't been everywhere. I know the British Columbia, is beautiful and amazing, and everyone talks about it. But I would say for my own travels where I've been, Yosemite is really hard to beat. Now, we were lucky enough, and Austin was with me on that trip. We were lucky enough to experience Yosemite with a level of snowfall, which is not super typical. It's kind of hard to hit it. And it was just breathtaking. It's just crazy. So I would say you really got to go to Yosemite, but that's also with an asterisk that there's a lot of places I still haven't been. So, for van travel and things like that, Yosemite's a big one.
Yeah. Mine is the Redwoods.
Redwoods?
Yeah, in California. I've never been there, but that's where I'm going if I ever go anywhere.
Yeah, I've been in a part of the Redwoods, I would say. Not like your iconic like drive through the tree portion, but it is. There's, again, I haven't seen it all, but it's also one of those things where it's just super exciting to see.
Yeah.
Human nature. It's crazy. So.
Yeah. Okay, next
Huh?
question.
Okay.
This one's a bit of a hard one.
They're all hard, Jayla.
This one might be controversial. Is a hot dog a sandwich? Just in your professional opinion.
Jayla, you know it's Friday, 9 a.m., right?
Yeah.
Okay, fair
really
enough.
need to
All right,
make
fair
you
enough.
think about it, you know?
All right. Is hot dog a sandwich?
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. Austin?
'Cause think about like a Subway sandwich.
I guess in that regard, yes, it is a sandwich.
Okay. Final answer? What if you get some backlash with that?
I don't know. I think you can just define it different ways.
Okay.
But if I had to assume it's being held by bread and it has condiments,
It's
a sandwich.
Okay, yeah, I'll take it.
What do you think it is, Jayla?
I'm not answering that question. I don't want to face backlash.
I mean, it's not a burrito, so
Hot dog's a hot dog.
I think it's in its own territory.
yeah.
How I
I
feel
can see
about
both
it.
sides.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You don't have to answer this one. This one's just curiosity, but like, do you have any irrational fears? Like spiders or like...
No matter how much I love ferrets, it was actually a topic this morning at the gym, but snakes.
Really?
Yeah, I had to get used to snakes because when my wife and I lived in Georgia, I mean, snakes are everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Snakes. They don't make sense. They don't have legs. You can't move.
Did you see that
if you
video of
don't
the
have
snake
legs.
climbing up the tree?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. And that, I mean, that's what they do. I mean, typically, go to the South. I mean, snakes a lot of times are not around your feet. They're above you.
That's crazy.
And so snakes, they
That's
don't have legs. And, fish. Okay, but they're in water.
Animals with legs.
They can't, you're not allowed to move. You
All right.
can't move if you don't have
I
legs.
guess that makes sense. I feel like I'm inside your brain for a minute there. Scary world.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's something.
How did we come up with the Van Do It name? What's the origin story behind that?
So my wife, so I'm married into ownerships like the Klein family. So like my father-in-law and I started Van Do It together, co-founded Van Do It as a brand together, but it's off of Klein Van. So it's all family related. We all have a sense of humor.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever I first moved back, Van Do It wasn't a thing yet. We did daily rental.
Mm-hmm.
So we were coming up with like slogans, coming up with just catchy stuff to like catch people's attention. And one of the things that we fell on was the old scene in Waterboy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can do it.
Yeah.
Well, it was you Van Do It.
Oh, I love it.
And then that kind of just morphed into, well, if we're going to brand a name around what we do with the camper vans, well, you can do it, you Van Do It, and then it's just, why don't we just call it Van Do It?
Mm.
And so it originates from Waterboy.
I love that. That's one of my favorite catchphrases. You can do it.
Yes.
All the time.
Yes.
All
Yes.
around the
That
place.
is where it originated from.
I love that.
Our
Insert
actual slogan for our daily rental operation was you van rent it all night long.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. It was a thing, and it made
Wow.
people giggle and laugh, but it got attention.
Hey.
So, hey.
Works. Yeah.
Yep.
Why is there a cow in our logo? I get that question a lot from customers.
A lot of it is my background.
Mm-hmm.
So I grew up on a cattle farm. Been around cows my whole life. It's actually funny. You go to my wedding, okay, and so had best man Dietz. He spoke, but then every groomsman also spoke, and Bryce Young,
Mm-hmm.
Brent, who runs our CNC and water jet machines, runs the fab room. It's his son. And he got up and he basically just said that, whenever I was little, and I want to say little, I think I was like 12 or 13. I don't know if either I had an interview or someone asked me, but basically I said, all I care about is cows and baseball. And then it became cows, baseball, and lib.
Mm-hmm.
And then it became cows, baseball, lib, and vans. So cows have just always been a thing. It's been part of my whole entire life. It's my family's life.
Yeah.
And then, Missouri, it's one of the largest, cattle states there is, for breeding. And so So it just makes sense that whenever we changed our logo, we brought it back regional. We brought it back to the green hills, the rolling hills, and it's just our sense of humor. It's like we want to put a cow on our logo, we will put a cow on our logo. And so it's kind of I guess in some cases it's a symbol of me, but it's also just kind of where we come from,
Yeah.
I guess, as a company.
It's good to recognize the roots.
Yep, and that's really what it is with the green hills and the cow. It's probably more than anything, probably representing me and my upbringing, but also, I mean, cows are all over the Midwest. So
Yeah. You'll
Yep.
know. You're driving down that
Yes.
road.
Yep, you'll know.
You'll know. Will you ever bring the fro back?
Ooh, will I bring the fro back? There's always potential. The thing is it's a lot of maintenance.
Yeah.
Now I'm not crawling around on ground like I used to. So I used to always get shavings in it. So dirty, so
Oh my
nasty.
gosh.
So yes, yes, there's potential of bringing the fro back. I gotta get approval from my wife. She loves it when I have long hair,
Really?
but it's if I actually take care of it. So product and all that. Now I like to take a shower, just get out, not to worry about anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I struggle brushing my teeth. I have
You
to
use
remind
so
myself.
much more shampoo with longer hair too.
Do. So, I mean, we're actually lucky that I actually have hair back on my head again
Yay.
because shaving was very easy. So,
Good job.
fro back, I don't know, maybe it's the people's choice. Maybe.
People's choice?
We'll see.
Put it down in the comments, you guys. Let's
We'll
get
see.
the fro back.
We'll see. Maybe.
2025, the year of the fro.
I want to say the last fro was I grew it for 18 months, maybe it's probably 2 years. It was probably close to it. I could pull it, so my hair's super curly. I mean, it's a legit fro. But if I pulled it down, like I could pull it down, like past my shoulder, pretty decently.
Yeah.
So
It's funny. I've only ever seen pictures of your face on the floor in the shop.
Yeah.
With the long hair and the
yeah,
afro.
and those aren't even all of the best.
But, that's funny. Okay. Well, this one's I wish I knew the answer, but are you a morning person or a night owl? Because I feel like somehow scientifically you're both.
Awesome. What time we have?
8 minutes.
Okay. I'm naturally a night owl.
Okay.
So if you let me sleep in, I can sleep till noon. I love my 8 hours or 10 hours. Cannot tell you the last time I got them, but I am definitely a night owl. It does not bother me one bit to stay up till midnight, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. Does not faze me. I have to force myself to get up in the morning. I've gotten better. Like I started like working out in the mornings, which obviously gets up. You know, when we first did like 410s, so like the crew starts at 6 a.m. When we used to do that back years ago, like I think we started that in 2018. Did it for a few years, went away from it. Now we're back to it. I would go to the shop at 5 a.m. And so there's work in general, it like kind of forced me to get up. So I am definitely a night person. But I will say I'm more productive between 4:30 in the morning and 8 than I am the rest of the day combined.
Yeah.
So I think I just know that, so I make myself do it. And you know, I will say this, I have one thing that I've learned is trying to keep that a pattern 7 days a week is actually the best thing. Because once you get to the weekend, you're like, oh, well, I'll then do like late nights, like sleep in, like try to do that with kids, everything else. Monday's just that much harder. So I've grown to know that I need to get up, and it does make me want to go to bed earlier. So
Yeah.
But naturally, I want my 8 to 10 hours of sleep. And I will stay up all night.
Good to know. I will keep that in mind in the future. What van model is your favorite to travel in?
Well, that's a zinger.
It's a good
There's always been a
question.
prototype or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, usually I'm not even in technically a model yet.
Well, I could also ask you, like, what is your favorite component in the van? Like, a must-have, makes life so much easier having it in the van with you.
I mean, hydraulic bed. That's huge. I mean, well, can we frame this question a little differently?
Yeah.
Am I solo traveling or traveling with my family?
Whatever your preference is, like, which do you prefer?
So, like, do I prefer to travel with or without?
Yeah.
I ain't answering that. No, next question.
Okay. Let's do. What about just do like with your family?
With family?
Yeah.
So the hydraulic bed.
Okay, that makes sense.
Just being able to leave the bed already there, not having to put it out of the way or anything, and then I can raise and lower it to like best height for like if I can extract as much. If I have my bikes in, I can get it up out of the way for them. If my bikes aren't in, I can take my bed down and get as much sleeping space above for my wife, who's claustrophobic. Gets very claustrophobic, and right now she's pregnant, so that's a whole nother attribute to it. And we probably have 3 kids climbing on us. So the hydraulic bed is huge in my opinion. Yeah. So my favorite van to always had traveled in would be, it'd be the Live model. I've always just, it's kind of like, I feel like the go-to. It's almost like the easy camper in a lot of ways. It's just the bed's there, system's there, stuff kind of just goes in its place. Yeah. I would say it's the easiest, least maintenance involved system. Yes, you have hydraulics versus no moving parts in like a Do model, but hydraulic bed, it's huge.
It's pretty great. Okay. Well, this one's fun. In a perfect world, what would you try to put in a van? We have a couple theories.
Cows.
But... Oh.
No. Maybe a horse. Are we talking like tech?
Yeah, like we were thinking like a bathtub. Like if you could do that, in a perfect world, like what would you try to put in a van that would, kind of make sense, but it would be nice to have if you could make it work?
I will give you a little bit of a thought into the future. So it's a building block off of our C-Zone system. So C-Zone system, the screen that's inside the vehicle will actually duplicate onto an iPad. So that's an automatic. So that happens. So I would say, for the record, I would take it one step further, and I would put Alexa or a voice control system in the van as well.
That would be cool.
So not just stop with iPad and phone control, but go as far as also, hey, Alexa, turn on and off my front dome lights.
Ooh, that would be so cool.
So is it a crazy, extreme, way out there thought and theory?
Not for Jared.
We'll see.
We'll see. That would be super cool. I would probably just have conversations with the Alexa throughout the day. Just ask questions.
Yeah.
If you could have a superpower, what superpower would it be?
Oh, man. I don't know. Spider-Man's not really real. Neither is, like, Batman.
What do you mean he's not
like, they're
real?
not, like... I don't know. It's not like a real suit. I feel like Thor. Like, Thor is, like, a superhero. Like, he actually has, like...
He's a demigod.
He's just a whole nother thing. Iron Man, just a lot of money. Brilliant, just a lot of money. Spider-Man, sure, but...
You don't want to be Spider-Man?
It's really cool, but, swinging around, I'm kind of scared of heights, so... Thor would be pretty awesome.
It doesn't have to be an actual superhero, but, like...
Yeah, no, but that's where my brain is. So I'm thinking, like...
Like Marvel characters?
Like Batman, Batman's kind of like in that boat of, like, Iron Man's kind of like, well, again, it's just a lot of money. It's like you bought your superhero ability. Oh, maybe Hulk. I don't know. Like,
Hulk
smash,
would be cool.
Like, smash stuff. Just smash stuff.
Just grow into a big green dude. Yeah.
I don't know. Doctor Strange.
That one's pretty cool.
That'd be... that's out there. Now we're getting way out there.
Put our vans in different countries.
Oh my gosh.
Galaxies.
Yeah.
Galaxies,
And
man.
drop ship it to you.
Yeah.
Okay. Where did the name Mad
Thor.
Scientist
Sorry,
come
Thor.
from? Okay, Thor.
Thor. Yeah.
Okay.
Thor.
Yeah, Thor makes sense.
She just has a hammer. I don't know. It just makes sense.
Yeah, to have a hammer. Makes a lot of sense. Where did the name Mad Scientist come from?
I don't know when it really started, but I had a fro, and I was working 24/7 on products, design, creating the first Go model.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that's kind of when it originated because like we always had kind of like job titles for each of us, just as fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of just got labeled as a mad scientist because we just came up with the most random of ideas,
Mm-hmm.
and we would execute on some of them too. And a lot of it just became a thing of it's like how did you figure out how to do that since last night?
Mm-hmm.
And they kind of just labeled me. I think it was my brother-in-laws who did it. They kind of just labeled me mad scientist, and kind of just stuck because it was kind of like a funny but easy way to explain kind of like what I
Mm-hmm.
for a long time what I was around here. You know, that's not me anymore.
Yeah.
You know, I there's a whole team involved in the design and the aspects of it, but I think in the early days it was just a matter of like, again, I had a fro.
Mm-hmm. Look the part.
I kind of looked the part. You know, dirty shirt all day long, every day, just grinding it out, and looked half crazy, running on caffeine.
Yeah.
Had a baby at home, so I wasn't sleeping at home. So I kind of just, I looked like a crazy person. So I looked like a crazy person with, you know, with somehow I was still figuring out how to get things accomplished and done. So, and then just labeled me. I got labeled.
Yeah. Do you like that label? Do you want a new label?
I mean, I like it. It's fitting at times. I would just say that it's not, you know, I'm not that. I shouldn't say I'm not that guy anymore. I'm not just that sole entity in this company anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
There's more to it.
we have an amazing team that bring a lot of what we do to life. You know, it wasn't me who brought anything to life. I give direction, but it's not me doing it. You know, like, and I think that's where, you know, it's just not as fitting.
Yeah.
I think is what I would say.
I think we're gonna have to brainstorm some new ideas for that.
Yeah, we can think about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna come up with a list.
Got it.
I'll share it with you.
Okay. Jayla, you got my brain thinking on a Friday.
You're
I
welcome.
Appreciate it.
That's what I do. Make people think really hard.
Appreciate it. Brain games. It's the Jayla brain games.
Brain games.
You got blow it up.
I did blow it up. It's just back here.
Got it. All right. Thank you.